Welcome everyone here in Chilliwack at the beautiful weather campground. We are here with Liza and Rob. Thank you for joining us. And Wasabi. Some of you may have met them. They have done a beautiful tour so far. We call it the Your Epic Escape. And they're full-timers. So maybe we'll start right there. Tell us about how this came about when you decided to do full-timing.
So it was a couple years ago. We were camping and we've been taking the Escape out. We'd had it for about 6 months or so, and we were just kind of talking about what we wanted to do in the future, right? We talked about full-timing when we retired, but we were like, well,
we don't want to wait.
We don't want to wait super long, right? We want to be able to go out and go hiking and do all the things we want to do. So we were ready to move. We were living in Minnesota at the time, and we were ready to move from our house anyways. So we're kind of like, well, let's sell our house. We've already got the trailer, we've got the truck, and let's just try it, right? Took a lot of planning though, for sure.
Yes.
Financially, and just kind of like where we wanted to go, what we wanted to do. So we planned it for probably
like a year
or so before we actually kind of moved into it. So.
Liza, so you started in Florida, right?
Yes.
And what did you do in Florida?
So we worked at we volunteered at a U.S. wildlife refuge at the National Key Deer Refuge, which I recommend if you go to the Florida Keys. Great rangers there. And they gave us a full hookup spot, which was essential because to ever camp there, if you've ever camped in Florida, it is not very affordable. But we stayed there, and then after volunteering, I work remotely. So I work for Patterson companies in regulatory. So I do that afterwards, and now I'm just doing that while we travel. But, yeah.
And Rob, I have to ask, you developed a new hobby during...
So starting yesterday, I have started crocheting.
Little figurines.
Little figurines. I'm trying to make these little dinosaur things. I got about 12 stitches yesterday, and we'll continue on with it.
Awesome. So you joined the Epic Escape tour, and you have done a couple of open houses. Tell us a little bit about your experience. How did that work?
So just getting into it, Escape sent an email out, I think in the end of November, early December, just saying, hey, if you're going on this big trip, let's connect and everything. So we did a little video, and Samuel here got back to us. And we've been working with Samuel since then. And so we've done four open houses so far. And pretty much Escape works with Harvest Host to organize a spot for us to stay for the night. And then we get there the night before. We'll set up on Saturday. This is when we do our cleaning of the trailer and everything.
It makes us clean. It's been very beneficial that way.
Yeah. And then from 12 to 5, we're kind of open. We sit outside, welcome people. They come in, we show them around to answer any questions they might have. Typically, they're at wineries, these events, so have a glass of wine, look around the trailer. It's been really cool. All of the hosts for Harvest Host have been just really nice people, super welcoming, everything. Can't say anything bad about any of those people at all. They're just wonderful people.
Even the people who've shown up have been very nice.
Yeah.
Interesting stories, good advice too for our trip because people have been to the places we're going. So that's been nice too.
Yeah.
So from here, next destination is north, right?
Yes.
Yep. We'll be traveling through Canada for about 3.5 weeks. Liza works during the weekdays, so we typically are stationary from Monday through Thursday, and then we travel on the weekends. And then, so we'll be getting to Alaska mid-June or so is the plan. And then hanging out in Alaska, traveling around for about 5 weeks, and then kind of heading back to the US after that.
We're gonna go to Jasper, which I'm excited
Yeah,
about.
super excited. Vulcan, I'm really excited about going to Vulcan.
It's a very small town, but Rob wants to see the star. There's apparently a Millennium, which one? No, that's Star Wars.
There's a Star Trek museum in Vulcan because of Spock and everything.
Enterprise. There's an Enterprise statue or something.
Yeah. So super excited about that.
Yeah.
Now, how did the weather play into your traveling? What is your advice when it comes to weather and travels, especially as a full-timer?
Yeah, so that's one of the key things, I think.
It can really make or break your mood.
Yes, so having a designated kind of like, we have a clam that we put up a lot of times, so getting something that you can hang out outside is really key, especially being full-time, because it can be, the trailers are great and they're wonderful, but they are a little bit small, so having an outdoor space is
And
really...
when you're in it for days, you also have to like check the weather regularly, way more than we ever did when we were living in a house. Even just the wind, all of that plays a huge, especially wind, honestly, more than rain. In the Southwest, we encountered a lot of issues with that, where it's just not enjoyable to sit outside. So sometimes you have to plan around and try to stay upbeat, even though you're unhappy with the weather, but you can't control it. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're traveling with Wasabi,
yes.
your little dog. How
Yes.
is he taking to it?
He's gotten a lot better. At the beginning, I don't think he liked it at all.
No.
He wasn't really great in the car, but since he's been forced into it for a year now, he has been doing wonderful.
We have a designated spot for him in the back seat. So sometimes he'll climb on my lap and sometimes he'll go to his little spot. He's much better. He gets fed 3 times a day. He's really living the life.
He gets a lot more walks now as well.
He does have to be lifted onto the bed.
Yeah. He can't get up and down just because he's older.
We've seen people build stairs. We haven't done that, so we just lift him. We did go visit Rob's aunt in Port Angeles, Washington, last week or 2 weeks ago, and he did not want to leave their house. He planted his feet when we were taking him back to the trailer and tried to run back inside. So I think he'll be excited when we stop.
Yeah.
So I know you're settling down at some point here. How many more months have you got until that?
So we have 3 more months, basically, from like 2 days ago, yeah. So 3 more months, and then, yeah, we'll be putting this in storage for the winter, and then settling down, yeah, again.
We'll have to winterize again. But yeah, we're gonna go to Iowa and go back to normal life, which is bittersweet, but we're excited for the unknown. We have one thing with full timing that's kind of challenging is we were stationary last summer for 5 months, so we met a lot of really great lifelong friends from that. But once we've been on the move since January, and it's hard to meet people to hang out with. We spend a lot of time together, but we would like to see our friends more, and we have some really good friends where we're moving, so that will be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would be your advice for future full-timers? Some of which I think you already passed on, but maybe a couple of others that you could pass on.
Whatever you think you need in clothes, divide it by half. Like, I have pants and shirts in here that I have not touched in a year. So yeah, like that's one thing about these trailers that has been really great is the amount of storage in here. We brought so much stuff, and like
way too much
stuff. So really, like, take a long trip before you go full-timing and really assess what you need and what you don't need.
Yes, that would be big. Again, the weather. Just be prepared. If you're full-timing, especially in the US in the winter, which I can't imagine doing it in Canada in the winter, so I guess, but in the US, there's not a lot of places where it's warm, like besides Florida. You really have to go very far south. And even we were in Big Bend National Park for 3 weeks in January, and it's got 17 degrees at one point there. So there's not a lot of play. You just really have to kind of
plan.
A lot of planning.
Yeah.
But it's worth it though.
It is.
I always think of it as you have pros and cons, and some of the weather and those things are just cons you have to deal with to be able to go see the country, and not a lot of people can go look outside and you see something incredible. Like we've had moose just right outside our camper when we were in Colorado all the time, which was incredible.
Yeah.
We did constantly try to get a photo of the moose
to send to
with
Escape.
the Escape, but we never got a great photo.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, we've liked it.
Yeah.
On your way up here, you met with Ken and Sandy.
Yes.
So they're heading to the Escape Rally, which is this week actually, this weekend.
Yeah.
So we will miss you there.
I know.
We know you'll have a beautiful journey ahead of you as well.
Yes. It was really nice seeing them. They showed us their 19, which was really, we stayed at Ustema Farms in Linden, Washington. So we ran into them. We shared each other's campers. They did lots of cool mods that are above our handiness, but maybe one day.
Yeah.
But yeah, one day we'd like to come back and go to the rally.
Yeah.
When we were planning it, I didn't even think about the rally, and then I was like, wow, I could have.
One
and by
week
the
off.
time I saw it, it was already sold out.
Yeah.
So it was past us.
Wonderful. So one thought I have is, when I think about the two of you, you're way too young for full-time, in my opinion. But here's what really stands out. Because you have done it at a young age, if you decide to do this again, once retirement comes, you're expert. You know exactly what to do. And so we encourage all of you, whether you do it at the time of retirement or early on, get out there and enjoy it. And you are examples of, it works. We appreciate you sharing that with us.
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
you.